My sister was born in Toronto. My father worked as a waiter in a hotel, and we stayed there until my sister was about 3 years old. And then they decided to go to the United States where all his brothers were and see if it could make a better living in the United States. So they moved to the United States, and we lived in Williamsburg.
Massachusetts?
No, Williamsburg is a section of Brooklyn where all the Jews congregated that weren't living on the east side. The progression was when you first came, you lived on the east side, and then after that, when you had enough money to move, you either moved up to the Bronx or you moved to Williamsburg. We moved to Williamsburg, which is just off the bridge when you come from Manhattan to Brooklyn. Well, not the Brooklyn Bridge. I forget which bridge. It goes to Houston Street. My sister was born in Toronto. I was born in the United States. So one of the first children in the family to be born in a hospital type thing rather than at home. My first claim to distinction. My mother was very small, and they were worried about how she would deliver, so they had her in what was called women's birthplace, and there was always a doctor in attendance there. Otherwise, who knew how anyone got delivered? At that time, the family had taken up running a hardware store on the Bowery. And that's where all the brothers worked. The father worked in the hardware store, and my mother worked as a seamstress, doing fine endings on jackets for Bond clothing.